Let's talk about Governor Mike Braun, the Indiana governor, because he is being proactive for Indiana when it comes to the WNBA and the surrounding area in Indiana being able to maximize their money when it comes to the WNBA All-Star Game.
Did you hear what Governor Braun did for Caitlin Clark? He just signed a bill giving the WNBA the same tax breaks as the Super Bowl. This smart move could change the future of women's basketball.
That's going to be at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where Caitlin Clark has been playing for the Indiana Fever. And of course, that's why the WNBA is having it in Indiana, is because of Caitlin Clark, right?
Exactly. Indiana is going all in for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis. It's all thanks to Caitlin Clark's huge influence. The state expects the event to bring in nearly $400 million for the local economy. Clark's impact goes far beyond basketball. She's now shaping state laws and changing the financial future of women's sports.
The WNBA can now access state and local tax breaks for the 2025 All-Star Game related events in Indianapolis this summer, following a new law Governor Mike Braun signed Tuesday. That action will make bringing the event to Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark's backyard in July cheaper for the WNBA.
This is a major move, not a small political gesture. Governor Braun just signed Senate-enrolled Act 314, giving women's sports financial treatment on par with the top men's leagues in the country. It's a groundbreaking decision that could change the game for women's sports.
Expanded the Indiana law that already allowed these tax exemptions on property revenues and expenses for events like NFL Super Bowl, the NCAA men's and women's Final Four, and the NBA All-Star Game, which was held in Indianapolis last year. Under the state law, events for these major sports leagues are still subject to income taxes for employees.
For the first time, the WNBA is getting the same tax breaks as the NFL Super Bowl events. This means the 2025 All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis will be fully exempt from both state and local taxes, including the Marion County excise admission tax, which usually takes a big cut of event profits. The exemption covers everything: ticket sales, merchandise, food, and drinks, letting the WNBA keep much more of the money made during the festivities.
Senate-enrolled Act 314 also exempts the WNBA from all local taxes under the Marion County admissions tax, according to fiscal analysis of the law.
This legislation shows that women's basketball can boost the economy just like any major sporting event, said Representative Craig Snow from Warsaw, who led the bill in the House. We're not just supporting women's sports. We're backing it with real financial investment.
Tax-exempt language in SEA 314 was originally included in a different piece of legislation, but lawmakers made it a standalone bill to help reach Braun's desk ahead of the start of the All-Star Weekend ticket sales.
The way this bill moved through the legislature shows just how much lawmakers value women's basketball. Initially part of a larger bill, they recognized its importance and made it a standalone measure to guarantee it passed before WNBA All-Star ticket sales started. The speed with which it moved is usually reserved for urgent issues. What makes this bill truly groundbreaking is the way it shifts the government's relationship with women's sports, sacrificing millions in tax revenue. Indiana is making a bold investment in women's basketball, supporting a league working towards financial stability. This tax break is a game changer.
The WNBA All-Star Weekend is scheduled in downtown Indianapolis in July and is the first time the city has hosted the league's All-Star Game. The events that weekend are expected to include the three-point contest, skills challenge on July 18th, and the All-Star Game on July 19th.
That's right. Mark your calendars. This bipartisan support signals a major shift in how states view women's sports, moving from just basic support to recognizing the WNBA as a top-tier event with the power to drive significant economic impact.
State Rep. Craig Snow, Republican Warsaw, who sponsored SEC 314 in the House, said in March that the law will, quote, allow for the WNBA All-Star Game to take advantage of the same state tax exemptions that has been enjoyed by other marquee events that have been lured to Indiana that produce a strong economic impact. Obviously, it's a huge impact.
By signing this bill, Governor Braun has made it clear that the WNBA deserves the same financial treatment as major men's sports leagues. The timing couldn't be better, as women's basketball is gaining popularity, and Indianapolis is set to host what could be the most-watched WNBA All-Star Game ever. This bill marks a complete shift in how states have traditionally viewed women's sports, no longer treating them as secondary. Indiana is making a smart economic investment that will boost local businesses while helping the WNBA gain the recognition it deserves as a major league sport, on par with events like the Super Bowl.
The impact of these tax exemptions on state and local governments is undeterminable, a fiscal analysis of the bill said, but any potential revenue hits could likely be offset by the economic boost from visitors traveling to Indianapolis for the WNBA All-Star Weekend event.
Governor Braun's smart economic bet is backed by numbers that would make Wall Street investors take notice. What we're seeing isn't just a basketball story. It's a 22-year-old rookie causing an economic ripple effect that's changing Indiana's financial landscape in ways no one could have predicted.
Now, keep in mind, the All-Star Game got 3.5 million viewers last year. It was far and away the highest-rated WNBA All-Star Game ever.
And it's all thanks to Caitlin Clark. But it doesn't stop there. Since she joined the Indiana Fever, ticket sales at Gainbridge Fieldhouse have shot up by over 200%, nearly tripling the crowd size each night. This boost in attendance is just the beginning of a much bigger economic wave spreading across Indiana.
During Clark's rookie season last year, the Indiana Fever had a 246% rise in ticket sales at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Like a financial catalyst, Clark has sparked an economic revolution so profound that the state government has completely reimagined how they view women's basketball. She's turned it into a powerhouse, driving millions into local businesses, creating jobs, and generating tax revenue beyond anyone's expectations. The change is remarkable. Despite calling itself the basketball capital of the world, Indianapolis had never seriously considered bidding to host the WNBA All-Star Game until Clark came along. Now, they're using the same infrastructure and investment typically reserved for events like the Super Bowl, all because one player changed the game.
Now, in case you're wondering, Mike Braun, he's an advocate for women's sports.
This economic surge goes far beyond the arena. Hotels in Indianapolis are preparing for full bookings, restaurants are creating special menus and hiring extra staff, and transportation services are gearing up. Retail shops and entertainment venues are all bracing for what they're calling the Clark effect. An incredible boost in tourism and spending that's flooding every corner of the local economy.
2024 NBA All-Star Game generated $400 million for Indianapolis and Central Indiana, according to a report last year from Pacers Sports and Entertainment. There is a potential for similar economic boost for Central Indiana from the WNBA events this summer, especially following the league's explosion of popularity, largely stemming from Caitlin Clark.
The projected financial impact is nearly $400 million, matching the economic boost the NBA All-Star Game brought to Indianapolis last year. The idea that a women's basketball event could generate that kind of economic power once seemed impossible, but Clark has made it a reality.
We couldn't have planned for the wonderful momentum and energy and enthusiasm that we're now seeing, but we sure are grateful.
The Clark effect is in full swing.
Now whenever you're walking around downtown Indy, you're going to start seeing more Fever merchandise, and people are start to build their fandom as well.
It's going to grow the fan base here in Indianapolis for the Fever, bring out some female sport representation.
This team went from being on a cruise ship to a rocket ship, and it's all hands on deck.
What's truly extraordinary is that Clark achieved all this as a rookie, without any championships, MVP awards, or years of marketing deals. This economic shift started the moment she was drafted, and it's clear that it's just the beginning. Local businesses are already planning special promotions, Clark-themed events, and new partnerships. Restaurants, hotels, and shops are teaming up to offer packages for visitors traveling from all over the country, many coming from Iowa just to see Clark shine on the All-Star stage.
Which at the end of the day, while this is sports, we are in the entertainment business. The NBA is an entertainment product. The NFL is a television product. The money we talked about, the Dak said he don't care about, that comes from television revenue. That is how all of this works. It is an entertainment product. You mentioned the numbers, you mentioned the ratings, all that matters. That's how the sponsors come. That's how the marketing dollars come. That's how you get paid. That's how you get charter flights. That's how you get better facilities. That's how you get better paid coaches. That's how you get paid. All of this comes together, and you need a star. And she is the star.
For decades, women's sports were seen as something that needed financial support, a cause rather than an investment. Clark has completely changed that. Now, women's basketball is the investment opportunity that states, cities, and businesses are eager to host. The financial landscape has shifted dramatically, and this change happened before Clark has even played a full professional season. Just imagine the economic impact when she reaches her peak, competes for championships, and gains global recognition like the sport's all-time greats. The financial trajectory is set to soar.
What Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years. So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now. And this is just data, this is just objective facts. Be mad with data, please do not be mad at me.